Hello, and welcome to my first YouTube video. Today I'll be playing Valor. It's a very fun game that was created by one man over the past 7 years, and he did an excellent job. And I just want you to get an idea of what this game has to offer. So I'll be playing the tutorial mission, and I'll do my best to explain things here and there. Something you should know is that I do have a few mods enabled, which were just a lot of effort to take out of the game just to do a video. I don't plan on using those mods, but I will point out when they are visible on the screen. And with that noted, let's get started. A shadow looms over the galaxy. The faceless alien scourge known as the Vengi relentlessly pursue the last of humanity. 10 years have passed since the invasion, when Terra's 3 massive space stations and the entire defensive armada were decimated. Millions died, and humanity's military was utterly subdued. Under the rule of the Vengi invaders, a new normal takes shape. While most are fearful, some are daring enough to risk everything, seize opportunities, and seek their fame and fortune. Alright, so here we are in the game. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the tutorials because I'll be explaining pretty much everything you need to know. Alright, so we get the first mission message from Sam Hollow. Just emerge into the sector when your communicator beeps. Sam Hollow says, "Great, you got the ship. I told you we didn't need a proper pilot. How are you managing the controls? Show me." Watch and learn. Alright. So, you can move forwards, you can move side to side, you can move backwards, and you use the mouse to rotate. Or you can hit the tilde button, and your mouse no longer controls where you aim. Then you use the A and D buttons to turn. Oop, and we're already being attacked. I'm going to turn that mouse control back on though. And here he comes again. There we go. That was easy enough, right? Well, I'm going to hit C to open up the skills menu, and I'm going to put the first point into navigation. That increases your top speed and acceleration. That's pretty useful, especially on a ship like this worn galaxy that you're using. And then we're just going to go to the station where Sam Hollow told us to go. Alright, Sam looks a bit worried. He immediately puts on a smile and as he sees you. All is going perfectly, except that my contact in the Children of Terra doesn't really know where the artifact is on the ship, what it is, or how to find it. So we'll need to sell the whole thing. He tries to look calm, but walks around nervously at the same time. Good, you wouldn't believe the smell in here. Okay, let's stay focused. I gave you some credits so you can buy a simple reactor for the ship. Until we find a buyer, we're going to be using it for a while. So it definitely needs more juice. Go to the trade section in the station. You'll find a solar reactor for sale in the equipment tab. So we need to obtain 1 solar reactor. Okay, let's see what they have here. Go to the trade, click equipment, and there's the solar reactor. Now you can go ahead and click the buy button, or you can just hover over or you can highlight the item you want to buy, hit shift and left click, and it'll buy it for you. Good, now get to the hangar and make sure to install it properly. In the hangar section of the station, you'll find your ship's cargo in the right panel. Click on the solar reactor and on the equip button to install it. We can go to the hangar and then click on this gear icon to show us our equipment. And you can just click on solar reactor and equip, or you can just go ahead and shift and left click to equip it the quicker way. After installing all the parts and double checking, everything seems to be working. You can see the increased numbers in the energy blue bar at the top left of the screen. That's this one right here. Sam Hollow. Got it? Okay, now let me think for a second. Cool, I can crank the shields now. And to crank the shields, all you have to do is click the plus button over here, or you can hit the E button on your keyboard. I prefer to use the keyboard because it's faster. Sam Hollow says, maybe it's best we don't keep the ship in the station. It's just too hot. You go out there and try to act normal. Maybe mine some asteroids? Yes, go to this asteroid field. Your sector map blinks with a new waypoint. And give that old girl's mining laser a try. Sure, 15 minutes of flight experience and now I'm dodging giant rocks. What could possibly go wrong? Alright, and we'll do that, but first I'm going to go to the lobby, and then I'm going to click full for ship repair. Just in case we get attacked out there, I don't want to be low on our hull there. Alright, so now I'm moving there, and you can use your boosters by hitting the shift key, or you can hit the caps lock button to just turn that on permanently, and why wouldn't you do that? Just leave that on 100% of the time. Speed is king. Sam Hollow says, bring us a couple blue crystals. We can always use some extra spending money. Sometimes you find them near the rocks. Other times you need to break some of them open with the mining laser. Alright. Fine. Fine. I'm starting to really get into this whole pilot thing. Alright, so let's look around for some blue crystals. I see a red crystal, which is a higher tier crystal, but it's not the only one. But here's a blue crystal over here. And let's see if we can find another one somewhere. Because mining really is pretty slow with just one mining laser. Unfortunately, there's not one, so we're going to have to do a little bit of rock blasting. And you just hit the right click button on your mouse to activate the mining laser. And it takes a while. You gotta hold it down for a little while and eventually it'll kill the rock. It takes longer for the larger asteroids than it does for the smaller ones. So try to avoid the large ones at this point. Oh, there we go. That was quick enough. We got a blue crystal and some gray ore. Gray ore is what you use to refine into other metals. We don't have a refinery right now, but we'll hold on to it for now. And now we're just heading back to the station to go talk to Sam Hollow again. Press G to dock. Alright, Sam doesn't seem to notice you approach while staring off, as if he's thinking very hard on something. You cough to shake him from his trance, and he jumps. You've never seen him this nervous. By Zorak, do you want to kill me? Before you can answer, he anxiously continues. Sorry, Ace. Don't mind me. I didn't get much sleep last night. He smiles again. Oh, you got some crystals. Nice. Here, take this thing. It's a holocron. Basic data module you can learn from. Alright, so basically you just scrap this and it adds some experience points to your tech level. So we'll complete the quest, and he gives us another part of the quest. I'm having a small issue getting through to my contact using normal channels. I'm sure we can sort it out if I can talk to him in person. I need you to take me to the station where he's currently staying. Be careful with the northwestern part of the sector. That is trouble for sure. After dancing between asteroids, a normal taxi ride will be a piece of cake. Before we do that though, we'll go over here and we'll scrap our blue holocron and get some tech level. See, you are learning, Ace. I'm proud. And complete that quest. Alright, and also, while we are here, I'm going to sell that red crystal and sell the 2 iron I got from scrapping that blue holocron. That should give us enough money to upgrade our weapons, which are severely lacking. So, we currently have the light laser. We're going to upgrade to a burst light laser. It packs a little bit more of a punch. And we're going to go to the hangar and then the weapons tab, and we will unequip the light laser. And then we'll just go ahead and sell that. We don't need that anymore. And we will equip the burst light laser. And that leaves us with 215 credits, which isn't going to be enough to buy much. But I think we can buy something here. We can upgrade our shielding a little bit, which we could definitely use. Or we could upgrade our lateral thrusters. That makes it so that you can move side to side faster. We don't really need that. And the gyroscope makes it so that you rotate faster. We don't really need that right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and buy a light shield generator and equip that. And now we're going to close that. We're going to hit C to bring up our skills because this thing over here is flashing. And we're going to add some more navigation. Alright, and now we're going to the station that Sam wants us to give him a ride to. It'll take a little bit flying this slow ship, but we'll get there eventually. I'm just following that little yellow arrow on the mini-map there. We're going to fly past these warp gates. Those allow you to travel to other sectors, but we don't want to do that just yet. Alright, and here we are at the station. Something I'll tell you is that on the mini-map you see civilian station, and then in the brackets it shows a number, the number 4 in this case. That tells you what level this station is. It's not an identifying mark, so don't get confused if you happen to find a sector with 2 stations that have the same apparent name. They're just different stations with the same level. And we're going to go into that station. Okay, I'm going to meet my contact and get this sorted out. I have a bad feeling about this. Maybe it's not best to keep this ship parked here. How about this? I used to have a friend that made a fortune salvaging parts from ship graveyards. Seems like a good use of our time while I go meet my contact. Your map beeps with a new waypoint. Should I even ask where this so-called friend of yours is now? Never mind, I'm on it. Alright, so now we're gonna go north, right towards this section he just told us was a dangerous area. Oh, we got another level? We'll put it into navigation. Dough balls, man, dough balls! You can never really understand Sam's expressions, but then again, he always watched much more TV than you. You knew the man, though, and you knew something went really wrong. Okay, don't get pissed, but I'm being tracked. This guy I spotted knows we have the ship, the COT lost, and I think he works for the Vingi. If he gets away, we are dead. You need to intercept his ship and stop him, Ace. There's just no other way. Come on, Sam, I'm no bounty hunter. I know, Ace, and I'm really sorry, but you can do this. The galaxy you've been flying around in is an old and crappy ship by today's standards, but it was once a top-notch fighter. You can do this. I know you can. Zorag be with you. You owe me, Sam. You owe me big time. Well, we're just gonna take our time anyway and scavenge this debris field by pressing J. And it gives us some energy cells and some scrap metal. And we also learned the blueprint for upgrade kits, which will be very useful later. Oh, look at that. The guy's still right here at the station. He's just sitting there like an idiot. Shoot him a few times and he'll just lay down. You did it! I'm still shaking. No time to celebrate now. Things went sour here. I need a lift, quick. On my way. Hang in there. And we'll grab these things that ship dropped. And now we're here. Sam sprints toward you and jumps into the passenger seat. I'm worried, mate. I screwed this up. Tara thinks we're the ones who stole the ship, and they would rather kill us than deal with us. Meanwhile, the Vengi caught wind that something is happening and that Tara is interested in it. And the Vengi would dissect us before dealing with us. No more fooling around, Sam. What do we do? Well, I managed to get us a way out, and we have options. Since I forced you into this, it's only fair to let you choose what you want to do. No matter what you choose, I'll support you 100%. You see, if Tara and Vangi are interested in something this bad, it means everybody else will be interested in it too, even if they don't know what it is. I have a mate back at the other station that will take the ship off our hands, set us up with a new one, and even throw in some extra credits. Or we can turn it into the Syndicate, which would set us up nicely amongst the best trading outfit in the galaxy. Lastly, we could bring it to the Proxima Mining Company for roughly the same deal with them. At the very least, they will all give us a new and better ship, and more importantly, we're off the hook with the Terrans and Vengi. He seems a bit reluctant to continue. And of course, you could always join the Red Skulls. I try to keep my distance from them since, well, you know. Anyway, you better make your decision fast, because the longer we wait, the more likely we are to be thrown in prison or flayed alive. I'm not fond of either of those. Options, cool. I feel like I'm in an indie game. Several missions were added to your quest log. One is in this sector, and others might be far away. Check the galaxy map with the M button on your keyboard, and your quest log with the U button on your keyboard to see where you need to go. You'll need to choose you'll need to choose only one of those quests to complete. If you want to go to another sector with no jump gate connection, you'll need to buy a warp drive in a station. Okay. Well, for this tutorial, I'm just going to go with the easiest option and head over to the other station on this map. But I will show you the map, and you can see these blinking lights on these sectors. Those are for the other options. This one is for the pirates, this one is for the traders, and this one is for the miners. Every time you start a new game, you get a randomly generated map. It's pretty big map too, as you can see. All of these little dots here, that's a different map for you to go to. And some of the maps are this size, some of them are smaller, some of them are a lot bigger than this too. So it's pretty big area to explore. But before we go over to that other station, we're going to deal with this other mission that we have. It's Guns for Hire. And it tells us to go talk to some mercenaries and hire them. Or just talk to them. We don't have to actually hire them. Alright, so we completed that quest. And I'll show you how to talk to the mercenaries after I get another point in navigation. So to talk to the mercenaries, all you have to do is hover your mouse over one of their ships, and don't click it because that'll attack them. Oh look, we're about to be attacked. Anyway, you hover your mouse over them, don't click it or you'll attack them, and then you can either press this hail button up at the top, or you can just use the keyboard and hit X and it'll hail them, and you get this message right here. He says, "What do you want?" Hire escort. I'll follow you for 170 credits up front and 51% of the money we plundered. This guy only has a light laser, so that 51%, not a good deal. Never mind. We'll talk to the other one, and he says the same thing. They're not a very creative lot. And he wants 120 up front, and he'll take 48% of the money we plunder, and he has the same weapons. Now, you'll notice that the higher level they are, the more they'll ask for. So, and it's related to your level too. So if I were to go gain a few levels and then come back, they would ask for less money. But this one's a level 4, and so am I. And you see, he's asking for 224 up front and 53% of the money we plunder. And he also has a small loser. I'm not going to hire any of these guys. I don't need it. You can do this game perfectly fine running by yourself, or you can use the fleet to help you out with that. You don't have to do either method if you don't want to, but it's there. Alright, so now we're going to the station and we're going to finish this quest off. And hit G to dock. Go meet Sam's friend. Complete quest. You have docked 3 hours ago when Sam jumped out with the ominous words, "Take care of the ship, I'll be right back." During the first hour, you kept telling yourself, you know Sam since forever, and he would never ditch you. During the second hour, you remembered at least a dozen people Sam did screw up, in the few times you worked together. During the third hour, you started looking for nearby sectors you could fly to until, "Ace, this is George," says Sam as he enters the hangar, accompanied by an awfully odd man wearing strange clothes with a hood covering most of his face. He continues, "He's taken the ship off our hands. I'm sorry, I know you wanted to keep it," he winks to you without George seeing, "but your Nana would want you to take care of yourself." "Oh no, man, you know how I feel about Grandpa's ship." "No, Ace, I'm putting my foot down," says Sam, almost as if he really means it. You were about to give the fish a little more line when George interrupts you. Gentlemen, I know about the ship and the artifact, and I know you are here because you are out of options." You look at Sam as asking what's going on, and he signals you to calm down and says, "Then you know how valuable the ship is." George replies almost instantly, "Yes, much more than your lives." There's a dramatic pause that neither you nor Sam dare to interrupt. "I'll assure you get everything you were after by bringing the ship here. On top of it, I'll give you some extra credits and equipment." He walks past by you towards the ship. It's all waiting for you in Hangar 9. Sam is notorious for his uncanny ability to stay alive, and when he signals to you to come, you know best not to argue. "Where did you find that guy?" Sam gives a quick look back and keeps moving. I went to everyone I knew. They didn't want to touch the ship with a 10-foot pole, so I start fishing. You know, some bulked, thinking they are smart." You think to yourself that you actually don't know what he means by bulked, but the general meaning comes through as usual. "So this guy offers me a drink, and he looked a proper bulked," he continues, "and the rest you know." You get to Hangar 9 not because you believe there would be anything waiting for you, but because you owe to yourself to at least see the empty place. To your surprise, there is a ship, and there are access codes, and there are credits, and there is equipment. "Wow, that's not what I expected." Sam seems equally surprised. "Okay, Ace, go get your ship and I'll find you outside." So now we board this Valor. It's a much better ship, actually. It actually has 3 turrets that you can put guns in, whereas the one we were flying just a moment ago had 1 turret. So we're going to use that. It also has more equipment slots and more cargo. So it's a better ship altogether. Alright. Down the rabbit hole final. You see Sam's ship approaching. You weren't sure he still had that thing, an old Garaki. Those ships were built following a crazy man's dream some 200 years ago, but were completely unviable. They needed too much power and carried too much weight in too little space. Sam's Garaki was probably the last of its kind, which is a shame since power generators and technology in general progressed a lot in the last 200 years to support such a wild design. And to think I rebuilt this thing with my own hands, says Sam in the communicator. He always says that, even though you were there when he stole that ship from Calandro, who, in turn, you are pretty sure stole it from someone else. It's a beauty, isn't it? You give him a moment of silence. He knows your answer. Sam continues. I owe you, Ace. That was not cool. It was supposed to be a simple job, but, well, at least in the end you got your ship. I'll give you cover for a while until you get used to it. I think I owe you that much. All good, Sam. All good. Alright, and now we get to choose between our rewards. We'll get to that in a moment. You have a feeling this is not the last time you hear about George and the artifact. In any case, you can now do whatever you like. Join a faction, create your own fleet, stay independent. The galaxy is yours. Alright, so these are all computers that you can use to increase your stats on your ship. It really doesn't matter which one you choose, because you'll eventually get all of them. They're pretty much necessary for every run. But I'm going to start with the Pathfinder, just because. And here is the first mission outside of the tutorial. And I'm not going to go into that mission. This is just a overview of the tutorial mission. So we may cover this this whole mission line at some other point. But for now, we're gonna end this mission off here, or this video off here. And I hope this was a good introduction to the game. You can see Sam Hollow there in his Garaki. We'll go ahead and close the window so you can see him. He's now in my fleet and will follow me around for a little while. Up here you can change the distance he keeps from you. At 120 he goes pretty far away, or you can set it to 20 and he'll come pretty close to you, and he's right there to back you up. But we'll go into more detail on the other mechanics of the game on a later video. And I'm going to say thank you for watching this video, and please leave any feedback that you have for this video. I would really appreciate it. This is my first video on YouTube ever, and I hope to make many, many more videos on YouTube. Thank you very much. Goodbye.